So this video reflection is way late, and I absolutely apologize for that. But I did do the reading the very first day. It was due for the first day of class. And I found it very interesting, especially with how old, the article was. And geometry and I are a little bit friends. Certain aspects of geometry I am not friends with. But I remember a lot of my geometry in high school. My sophomore year, I had an honors math class. It was honors math 2. And the first semester, we crammed in a whole unit of, a whole semester, a whole year's worth of algebra in a semester. And then we did a whole year's worth of geometry in a semester. And it was really crazy. And I had a student teacher that was teaching the geometry portion. And sometimes I thought she did a really good job, and sometimes I thought she did an awful job. However, she always brought cake pops after tests, so it was okay. But I remember doing a lot of measuring in math as well as, in science, in biology, or in chemistry, or even geology, earth science, and in physics as well. And it's really cool to see that math is incorporated in other subjects. It's not just this is just math, you only learn it in math, because you learn it in other aspects of your life. We always use measuring to measure, how much carpet we need to buy, how much sod we need to get, and things like that. And so I remember doing a measuring activity project in 6th grade, and we created kites. And that was really cool because we not only worked with geometry shapes, we also worked with measuring it out, cutting our kites out, adding on a certain length of tail if we wanted more tail, if we didn't want any tail, and see it was also turned into kind of a science experiment and see, if it worked without the tail, if it didn't work without the tail, if the tail actually even made a difference. And so I remember doing quite a few projects and hands-on activities and learning prisms and pyramids with actual objects that we use every day, that we see every day. Because, a book is a prism. A cereal box is a prism. Hat boxes, cylinders, you see them every day when you get a can of soup. Your water bottle. And it was just really cool to have those experiences and to really work hands-on with geometry, not just look at a diagram or look at a picture and determine what it is. Instead, we really did work hands-on, use activities to draw out the experience more, to connect it to the real world a little bit more. Because in math, we hear all the time, when am I ever going to use this? And it's surprising how much you actually do use it, quite a bit. And so I thought this article was really cool to read, really interesting. So yeah, there's my video reflection. Again, I'm sorry it's late, but thank you so much for letting me do it a little bit later and allowing me to talk about my geometry experience.